Hello, guys. Welcome to Gusto Reactions once again. Thank you so much for always liking and sharing. Of course, telling your friends about what we do right at Gusto TV. Big Lala is very much in the building today on Gusto Reactions. Quite a lot of people have been asking, where is Big Lala? Where is Big Lala? I've told them, me, I don't know.
What do you mean, where is Big Lala?
I don't know where Big Lala. I don't know where Big Lala is, but of course, whenever it comes on Gospel Reactions, you guys are going to see him. But yeah, today it's basketball season. Lots of people are talking, and of course, it's happening on Twitter right now. Not just Casemiro to Man United is the one, is what's trending. Quite a lot of other people are trending as well. Bandana video came out just some days ago, and people had stuff to say about TJ Omori, about Asake, about Fireboy DML, as well as Olamide, who is like the king of them all right now with this artist. Now, Asake is still very much buzzing. He's come to drop the Terminator song and the video as well. Everything is really buzzing for him right now. Back to number 1 on Apple Music. And the comparison from somebody, a lot of people have been talking, actually saying, oh, you know what? Asake's 2022 run is actually, way bigger, like no need for debate, bigger than Naira Marley 2019 Naira Marley, the Malian president Igbo Labi himself. Big Lala, this debate is never ending on Twitter, but just thought maybe it was time, to come bring Big Lala on the show to ask him what his thoughts are on this one.
Well, I've been following the debates on different platforms.
Even on Gusto Army.
even in our community, Gusto Army.
Yeah.
Everybody has good points. Everybody has they have valid reasons to think either of these guys have had a bigger one. I think Naira Marley, as at that time, we all saw how that thing happened before his arrest.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to make a name for himself in the industry. In the game. And he was doing his best. He had a couple of good songs, but the arrest just boom, skyrocketed him into a different level as an artist and as an influence on people. Right. So there was, it wasn't entirely the music that shut him up in that influence. It was the arrest and the public perception of him being persecuted as, he was seen as some sort of savior in the streets, and people mobilized for him. For that reason, he had massive influence over the streets. Yeah. Asake's one, for me, I think it's purely based on the music, purely based on Olamide's co-sign and signing him onto his label, but it looks like he came prepared, he came ready. And it looks like we've not even seen the peak or the best of Asake just yet, because every time he drops song or drops something, it looks like he's unlocked a new level. I wouldn't want to say that Asake, as the amount of influence that Naira Marley possessed as a result of that arrest in the streets, I don't think Asake has that influence on the streets. But Asake also has influence, because Asake's influence is based purely off his music. The other day I was speaking with, I was having a reaction with Ife the other day, and I'm saying, when was the last time that someone from the Muslim community has done a song and people from mosque are doing choreography over it? Asake unlocked that level. It's been a long time. You see, more often than not, you see mainstream Nigerian musicians make Christian-like music or inspirational music that crosses over to the church, and the church, use it and raise it. Example, Korede Bello, who is not a gospel musician, made Godwin. We saw the impact that had. That was big for him. Well, Asake, he sang Peace Be Unto You. He had that influence over the music community. The Christian community also loved the same thing as that's the major difference. In the streets, he's also as I would want to presume he's equally as respected as a street pop artist that he's coming off the YBNL label. I think he's got that. He doesn't have as much influence as being a bad boy persona like Naira Marley, but music-wise, he has that influence. He has that likeness going on for him. that being said, it's unfair if we're going to now compare someone who is striving purely based off his music and his talent than someone who has an influence of being arrested and being seen as the messiah of the streets at one point in time. I mean, the similarities are not even, they're not there. But music-wise, hits-wise, I think Asake can actually go toe-to-toe with Naira in terms of musical influence, not just looking at influence on the street. Music-wise, I think it can. I think it can. It's arguable that he can go toe-to-toe with Naira to speak.
Okay, Big Lala, the main point of this whole thing is comparing Naira Marley's 2019, wave run to Asake's 2022 run. And of course, the people who are supporting Naira Marley, we have them. The people who are supporting Asake, we have them as well. If you're to compare Naira Marley's 2019 run, I mean, with hit songs, 7 #1 hits as well. Like 7 times he got to #1. I think this is Asake's 7th time or the 8th time as well for Asake. You get 2019 run, Naira Marley, 2022 run, Asake. Now, you've talked about the music. Are you saying that Naira Marley didn't make a buzz off his music?
Are you saying Naira Marley did not do what?
Did not make a buzz off his music? Like you've been talking about the bad boy thing. Are you saying that Naira Marley did not make a run? Like the run he had was based not on music, but off his bad boy, persona.
If the bad boy persona did not provide him a massive fan base that carried his music, that gave him a lot of impression on his music, if that bad boy didn't happen, would his music have a run? There's nothing you can place Asake's music onto. You can't pinpoint and say it was because CFCC arrested or it was because something. It was purely based off lightness of his music. He brought in a new style, right? Asake popularized a new style in this industry that a lot of people are now trying to emulate. How many people copied Naira Marley's style when he started his run? How many people? They're not even, in fact, the only person that I can say copied him, he ended up signing is a Mohbad, because I see Mohbad as a young Naira Marley, because they have similar styles, right?
Big Lala, someone else on Twitter, I know this guy Dara on Twitter said, we can't compare, Naira Marley to Asake. Naira Marley came into prominence without getting signed on by an Olamide or getting, a co-sign, by Olamide. He also did.
What does it mean? That's bullshit.
Hold on, Lala.
Before you finish it, the statement is already null and void, because Naira Marley had the co-sign of Olamide, whether he likes or not, on 2 songs. On 2 songs. Yes. And then he can't say they had a big way. Naira Marley had the Coca-Cola song, World Cup song.
It's a goal.
What is he now saying?
Yeah. So he also said, Naira Marley also didn't have a major PR budget. I can remember in February 2022, even if I open my fridge, I can see Asake on Snapchat, on TikTok, everywhere, ads everywhere. And so you can't really compare Naira Marley's 2019, which took him to the O2 Arena, which was one of the biggest moments, in Afrobeat in 2019, to Asake. So is this recency bias happening here, or it's purely the fact that Asake 2022 is bigger than Naira Marley's 2019?
Let me ask you a question. If Wiz was having a show today at the O2, don't you think if he had a chance to bring on Asake, he won't bring on Asake at the O2? Do you think so?
That's the same role we're talking about here. So
that's what I'm saying. People are using
Asake is having in fact, if there's a word bigger than amazing, right now, he does, is having it. And now someone else says, one guy here says, Asake's 3 songs, if you look like a currency converter, basically, Asake's 3 songs is 1 Naira Marley Soapy. How true is that?
Well, that's not true, because I don't want to discount Naira Marley's efforts in his music. But the difference is just the dynamic that Asake has and Naira Marley has. Asake's, we can all agree that there's a lot of similarities with his production and everything, which is fine, which is his new style. But this guy has been able to make a song like Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. He's been able to make a song with what's it called, Palazzo,
Fireboy.
Jiggy.
Oh, with
Uh,
Spinall, yeah.
so with a song called titled Banana. He has not even gone totally X-rated. The latest one, Terminator, which is meant to be X-rated, is not even as X-rated. He didn't dwell on people's wildness with his music. That's the good thing about. I'm not saying that.
But Big Lala, people have their styles. People have their styles. If
I know
Asake is
people have
not
their
the
styles.
X-rated guy, fine. Normally can say, okay, me, I'm the X-rated guy, no wahala. You get. So I'm just saying here that what exactly, is your thought? Who had the better run, or whose run do you think is the best? Who would you give it to? Oh, yes, I have a tweet here. Sorry, Lala, I have a tweet here. Someone saying, oh, this same Naira Marley, and then showing Naira Marley the back of buses, keke, and all of that. I mean, Augusto Army, someone says, until you start seeing Asake at the back of buses and keke and everything, then you can bring back this discussion again. Everyone seems to want to go for a Naira Marley. Saying, nah, this guy was a movement. This is an artist. This was a movement. Big Lala, I was calling on you to come and say something on the group.
I'm not even to make the talk that go. The thing is, both of these guys are a movement in different ways.
That's a movement,
of course, the movement. This guy made a particular style the in thing for everybody to go with right now.
But Naira Marley was an institute, bro.
Which institute now? If you are an institute,
why wear belts? No belt gang.
Who are those people? Those ones are rascals. How people say they get money to buy belts before they wear belts before. You, if you be Maya with essence, if you be educated Maya, are you going to tell me you're going to leave the house? You know wear belts. So those ones they don't get money to wear belts. Of course. So I don't. I think we're even going about it the wrong way. It's fair to say that these two guys have had amazing ones. It's hard to actually pick. I think if anybody's picking right now, it will be based off bias. I am totally biased for anything Asake right now because the guy is on fire.
So you're going for Asake right now? You would go for Asake.
Listen to what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I'm not going to choose who are the better one, right? Both had. It's important that we just recognize that these two had very, very dope runs. Asake is having a big one. Nobody in the world has had this much of a big one. You get. I'm not even talking about a recency bias, but it looks like everything this guy drops goes to number one.
Right?
And he's not playing off. He's not playing off people's fantasies of being bad or sex. And no. He's playing off different kind of music. That's the big influence right there. When you're not picking a particular niche and you know people like sex, people like Shabi. Okay, let me sing about this and continue sing about it. The styles are even the same because Marley was also rinsing and repeating his style. Asake is rinsing and repeating his style as well. So I think it's just important to just recognize that both of them did really that they had a really, really dope fun against all odds. Against even the well-established acts in the game. These guys had amazing ones. And we know the terrain is even different from what it used to be in 2019 or 2018, and now it's totally different. People are saying, they are seeing ads on this, are seeing ads on this. Normally had this thing going on, whether you like it or not. You can say, he crossed over to the street, he was like a godlike style in the street. Trust me, what Asake also does is way beyond the god.
Is it a godlike? Is it Asake?
It's not god. It's not godlike, but nobody is singing Opotoyi or Soapy in mosque and church. Nobody is singing that. But Asake has people doing choreography to the song. That's also influence right there. That's another sector that you need to consider. It's also big. It's big, and that's influence right there. It's influence.
Anyways, guys, I mean, we can go on and talk about this one. But yeah, we'll leave it to you guys to please decide who exactly you think had the better run? Of course, Asake's run is still going, like it's going right now. It might even expand into 2023, but right now, and Asake 2022 right now, with of course Naira Marley's 2019, who exactly would you pick as the person who's had a better run, Asake or Naira Marley? Naira Marley 2019, Asake 2022. Put your comments down below. We'll see you guys on the next one. Big shout out to Big Lala on this very one. See you guys on the next one, guys. Peace.